right too early. What the hell is wrong with you? Are you evil or something? Yes, I am evil. I am evil. Okay? That's what it is. That's what it motherfucking is. Okay? Anyway, let's get started on this. This is why there's no liberal Joe Rogan. Now, originally, the title was This is Why There's a Dr. Jihad. Just kidding. The original title was Hassan Piker is not your enemy, right? Hassan Piker is not your enemy was the original title here. And a lot of people are picking some choice quotes out of this, okay? Great piece overall. I'm going to go through it. I'm going to read it with you guys, and a necessary one, and one that is ultimately very consequential.
Actually,
and
true.
One that also vindicates me, even in this community, because for years, a lot of you have been very angry at Ezra Klein for good reason. I have my disagreements with Ezra Klein. I've let him know. I've let him be known time and time again, but I always maintain the position that he is far more responsive and far more open-minded than the average liberal is, right? Like I've always said, I don't know what it is about Ezra Klein, but I think there's something about Ezra Klein that you know, regardless of his liberalism, he's not as firmly planted his heels on the gospel of neoliberalism, or at least like he's more open-minded to and more responsive to, you know, what the fuck is actually going on, right? I said, I have my differences in opinion with Ezra Klein, but I appreciate this thoughtfulness on the discussion around reducing ideological opponents to 10-second quotes, platforming, and of course, the reality that the Israel discourse has shifted out of the old constructs mainstream media clings onto, right?
Interesting.
This was the most hypocritical post. You live in tropes, sound bites, and racism is an anti-American neo-baby. Neo-baby? What is a neo-baby? I'm a neo-baby? Like a baby that just is a new kind of baby? The fuck's this guy saying? Jim Walden got so mad. He didn't write Nepo baby. He wrote Neo baby, who wants Marxism but chose to come back to America rather than going to Lebanon, Gaza, or remaining in Turkey. I said this plainly. America doesn't deserve ... you. Yeah, I mean, I don't think America deserves me, but America got me, baby. You know what I mean?
Fair enough, fair enough. I'm still here, baby. Dude, we are still here. We are still here. I am totally still here. Oh, I am totally there. Like, guys, you know.
When I was working, I found to do cosplay, and I needed to get inspiration, or I needed to figure out, like, how to cut the parts. So I would make a collage and try to focus on, like, what does this structure look like?
Yes! Like, totally, hold on.
Learn how to set up sewing. But yeah. So, what? Laura said Mulani, so I looked up Mulani, and try to get what does it look like in the front, the back, or such things. Talum is actually very hard to do.
Maybe.
Very hard. I already made this skirt for this one. So Sophitia is already in the works. Talum, sorta. And then this one.
Không phải đâu. Giờ chị giờ bị nhậu cái việc nữa nè.
I'm down for the Sophitia. I am just so down for all of this.
Sophitia. What is it you guys want?
Okay.
Soon. It's just, I like the sun. And then it hits nighttime, and then I'm like, okay, it's night. I'm watching The Simpsons. Although you've seen. Yeah, I can hear you.
Bữa lần trò chứ biết chứ đứa trò biết ta khóc là cái khóc khóc à.
Wait, stop it.
Một thân.
Oh, don't don't actually know. Oh shit. Okay. Oh my god. Oh yeah.
Alright. Do you think
Thank
all
God.
you're lonesome? Because, like, the other room they're in is, like, really dark. But I might join them anyway, because it's like, you can still hear it anyway. Alright, so talk to you later. I'm gonna head back to New York later. See you. Glad you guys were able to join. GG's, yay!
Dude,
See you
so
later.
good. So dope. Love it.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah. Love it. Damn. Damn.
It's more so about how much pressure will America withstand from the global energy crisis that it has created? How much pressure will the American government withstand
What are we
from
doing?
capital owners that are definitely calling him and freaking the fuck out? You know, because they're experiencing asset loss. Sometimes, like, you know, Amazon warehouses, Amazon facilities are being blown up, data centers are being blown up in the Gulf, and also obviously the inflation that will. The inflation and the loss of energy transit that will significantly deteriorate manufacturing for goods
It's not the
and
best.
parts that are necessary for, like, you know, American producers all around the world. Because remember, all that is going to China and Vietnam, India. These are the manufacturing countries, and the manufacturing countries are getting most of their oil from the Strait. So when they can't get necessary resources, then all of a sudden they can't manufacture the goods and the components necessary for global manufacturing, right? Like, people are not factoring this into the equation at all for some strange reason when having this conversation, when Trump tries to make it seem like this is a fucking you problem, right? He'll be like, oh, well, we got all of our oil, we got all of our needs met. All right, bitch, but you don't make shit. You don't make anything. What do you think happens? What do you think happens when, sure, you got your oil needs met, you got your gas needs met, but you don't have any of the fucking components necessary for American production, necessary for the goods that are coming into the United States of America? What happens when there are shortages?
Do I get
It's
that?
Not true. It's not even true. We get like 20% from there. Yeah, I mean, we also still get. Yes, it's a global commodity, and it all obviously impacts.
Do I get that?
Even though we're an exporter, we still get some oil from the Strait, if I'm not mistaken. But it doesn't matter. That's like, you can make up for that with overproduction. Okay, you can even make in the short term more money for American oil refineries that will now kick into high gear the thick Venezuelan crude. Thick crude from Venezuela, right? And that's probably what's happening right now. Donald Trump has talked about it, as a matter of fact. Oh, all these empty oil tankers are transiting. They're coming to the United States of America. Now we're going to be the sole oil exporter. What did I explain to you, though? What did I tell you? Yes, America has light from fracking, but now it has thick crude from Venezuela. But listen, what I told you was, we do not have the refinement capacity, even with the Venezuelan thick crude coming to U.S. refineries.
Do we have this?
We currently, as it stands,
oh my God,
do not have the
have
refinement capacity to keep up with 20% of the entire oil supply coming from the Strait. Okay? We don't have it. And we will not have it. There is no way that we will be able to make up for the loss that the rest of the world has incurred. A loss that they don't even need to experience. A loss that we brought about to the global energy markets. Okay? Yeah, it's the fertilizers, helium for MRI machines, etc. It's not just about the oil. There's no replacing those things from other parts around the world. That too, yes. And not only that, but also the way that the oil and gas industry operates is they're not going to fucking turn around and sell at anything less than market price. So Americans will experience inflation.
What are we even talking about?
Trump, we are mobilizing our ships and we have a huge fleet that we're moving to the Strait of Hormuz. The blockade will be similar to what we did to Venezuela, but at a higher level. I want everything. They have no cards. Farr says Trump joined Team Iran, the U.S. president, by threatening a military blockade on the Strait of Hormuz.
What?
Dash analysts' last hope for a drop in oil prices. Senator Mark Warner, I don't understand how blockading the Strait is somehow going to push the Iranians into opening it. I don't see the connection here. IRGC Navy Command says any misstep by the enemy in the Strait of Hormuz will place them within a zone of mortal danger. Remember, that threat is also very real. They are coming into striking distance as well. So in order to implement a blockade, they have to be in striking distance of Iranian ballistic munitions and Iranian drones, right? So I don't even know how they are going to do this without having their naval assets get bombed and experience laundry fires. American destroyers will start having laundry fires over and over again.
Hold on.
You know?
This is what I'm trying to do.
It wasn't enough that we lost so many aerial assets, so many fixed position radars. Now we got the Navy to contend with. Now we're going to lose fucking naval assets too. Fuck it, you know? Laundry fires question mark? Well, it's a joke, chatter. I'm saying that it is
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
that's like what happened to USS Gerald Ford. Or at least that's what they claimed. All right. So yeah, U.S. Central Command announced Sunday it will begin a blockade of all maritime traffic entering and exiting Iranian ports at 10 a.m. Eastern time on April 13th following the collapse of peace talks in Islamabad. CENTCOM said it will not impede freedom of navigation for ships transiting the Strait of Hormuz to and from non-Iranian ports. The blockade will be enforced against vessels of all nations calling at Iranian ports on the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman, which means any ship that actually transits through the strait, because currently they have to pay a toll to Iran, will be blocked by America. Okay? The other thing that he's also talking about is blocking Chinese tankers. Iranian oil tankers that are transiting through the Strait of Hormuz unimpeded and sending tankers of oil to China. The announcement comes hours after Vice President J.D. Vance left Islamabad without a deal after 21 hours of negotiations. It's unbelievably stupid. Okay? But
we're done.
That's who Donald Trump is. He's an unbelievably stupid guy. So let's take a look. Now that we looked at Richard Haas's analysis as well, let's look at two different things. One, Danny Citrinowicz of Atlantic Council. He's critical of this deal, critical of this move. He says there are no easy fixes on the Iran problem. Efforts to curtail Iran's oil exports would almost certainly trigger a sharp response from Tehran, most notably attempts to disrupt or shut down traffic through the Strait of Hormuz. Such a move would send global oil prices soaring with immediate and far-reaching consequences for the international economy. A naval blockade, often discussed as an alternative, is no silver bullet. It will require U.S. forces to operate in close proximity to Iran's coastline, significantly increasing their exposure to risk. Iran's geographic scale and military capabilities mean that sustaining such an operation would demand substantial and prolonged allocation of American resources. More importantly, there is little reason to believe the blockade would force Iranian capitulation. If anything, Iran's demonstrated resilience thus far suggests the opposite, that it would absorb the pressure and respond, potentially through kinetic means, in order to reassert deterrence. You're literally putting more targets in striking distance that have the American flag on them. Iran would love that opportunity. That's precisely the reason why the IRGC has kept saying, come closer, come please try to transit some oil tankers through the strait. I promise, we'll let the tanker go through. We just won't let your destroyer go through. So that's what Donald Trump is seemingly invested in doing. It doesn't make any sense at all. The likely outcome then is not a decisive breakthrough. Economic pressure on Iran would intensify, but so too would the strain on global markets and regional stability, particularly given the centrality of the Gulf to global energy flows, which raises an unavoidable question. If this approach were truly decisive, why wasn't it pursued earlier? Which is the absolute best question to ask here, because it wasn't a good idea.
Yeah.
Because Trump, it seems, didn't put a lot of thought into this at all. And because he's run out of fucking options, he probably heard Richard Haas say it and was like, oh, well, this seems smart. Oh, fuck it. Why not?
We don't like it.
Now, let's hear what Donald Trump had to say to Maria Bartiromo on Fox News this Sunday.
Well, we're going to be blockading. It'll take a little while, but it'll be effective pretty soon.
Bro,
the full Maria Bartiromo interview is the next. Okay, let's watch this first, and then we'll get to Maria Bartiromo then.
Begin with some breaking news. The U.S. President Donald Trump has just posted on Truth Social warning Iran.
Got him.
It read, Iran promised to open the Strait of Hormuz, and they knowingly failed to do so. This caused anxiety, dislocation, and pain to many people and countries throughout the world. They say they put mines in the water, even though all of their navy and most of their mine droppers have been completely blown up. They may have done so, but what ship owner would want to take the chance? There is great dishonor and permanent harm to the reputation of Iran and what's left of their leaders. But we are beyond all of that. As they promised, they better begin the process of getting this caps lock international waterway open and fast. Every law in the book is being violated by them. I have been fully debriefed by Vice President J.D. Vance, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, and Jared Kushner on the meeting that took place in Islamabad through the kind and very competent leadership of Field Marshal Asim Munir and Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif of Pakistan. They are very extraordinary men and continuously thank me for saving 30 to 50 million lives in what would have been a horrendous war with India. I always appreciate hearing that. The amount of humanity spoken of is incomprehensible.
Absolutely ridiculous.
The meeting with Iran began early in the morning and lasted throughout the night, close to 20 hours. I could go into great detail and talk about much that
I literally threw up.
But there is only one thing that matters.
They did their...
Iran is unwilling to give up its nuclear ambitions.
Oh my God.
In many ways, the points that were agreed to are better than us continuing our military operations to conclusion. But all of those points don't matter compared to allowing nuclear power to be in the hands of such volatile, difficult, unpredictable people. My three representatives, as all of this time went by, became, not surprisingly, very friendly and respectful of Iran's representatives, Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf, Abbas Araghchi, and Ali Bagheri. But that doesn't matter because they were very unyielding as to the single most important issue. And as I have always said right from the beginning, and many years ago, Iran will never have a nuclear weapon.
Bro,
by the way, all of the conversation about the nuclear stuff is good. The reason why I say that is because, like, it's the one area where Iran actually made concessions on numerous occasions, both the JCPOA and certainly with the last negotiation that ended up with, you know, Donald Trump attacking Iran. So the more Trump signals that that's a big red line, the better things are for reaching a manageable conclusion in this ceasefire. Okay? Because it makes me feel like that is being presented as like the big deal, right? So that there's a little bit of theater associated with it, so that it kind of feels like America fought the good fight and we're able to get the the major concession. It's not the major concession at all. Obviously, the major concession would be opening the fucking Strait of Hormuz and no longer allowing Iran to control it. But that's not going to happen because Iran controls it militarily. So the idea that like the nukes are the real problem here is I think a way for Trump to hint at what he is trying to
I've already done it.
What he is positioning as a solid W to the American public. Now, of course, given the current conditions, this will be infinitely worse than the JCPOA from the American position. I don't personally care that it gives some much needed economic respite to Iran. I think that's a good thing. We have been starving this country for decades for no fucking reason. Holy shit, you are so annoying. Shut the fuck up. Does it make you feel bad? What stake do you have in this? If you're an American citizen, are you an American citizen? Because if the answer is yes, like, what stake do you have in this that like Donald Trump decided to go blow up Iran at the behest of Israel, at the behest of Netanyahu? And now the only thing that you're experiencing is just an increase in prices and potentially an inflation, potentially a crisis of inflation regardless. So like, you didn't get anything out of this process at all. And also on top of that, the only thing that many of these fucking losers lean into, which is America's force projection capabilities, is diminished. It's gone. It's deteriorated, if not completely destroyed. It doesn't make any sense that these guys will just be like, oh, I'm so fucking mad at you for explaining to me exactly what's happening right now.
Donald J. Trump. Well, we are live in Tehran and Islamabad, where we start with our White House correspondent, Kimberly Halkett. Kimberly, I was reading that for the first time. You may have been hearing that for the first time. We know that obviously Trump was dialed in multiple times during the talks in Islamabad, but what do you make of this very, very long Truth Social post promising that the Strait of Hormuz needs to be open, that the international waterway must be opened soon and fast in caps lock, and obviously reiterating the American stance that Iran must give up its nuclear ambitions. Where do we go from here?
Well, we go to what I think is the second part of Donald Trump.
Fair enough, fair enough. I will give them that. But you know what I'm gonna give you? You know what I am going to use? Oh. Actually, you know what's going to happen? You are going to get, because I'm gonna go shower, and you are going to get my showering. I am going to shower. Yeah.